Morning, everyone. My name is Mike, and I'm a recovering addict. People ask me, how do I stay sober? My response is usually 24 hours at a time. This is true because I wake up every day an addict. My substance abuse disorder has not left me. I am prone to impulsivity and risk taking, difficulty managing stress or emotions, seeking instant gratification, having a high sensitivity towards reward or pleasure, having a low tolerance to boredom, and a tendency towards compulsive and obsessive behavior. I say I stay sober 24 hours at a time because at the start of each day, I do things that replace my destructive habits with positive ones. An obvious example is me creating all these 12-step videos, sharing my 12-step journey with everyone. Yes, I'm doing this to help others, but I'm also working the 12 steps as I do it, which keeps me sober. I believe we as a society have been looking at addictive personalities all wrong. We look at addiction as a weakness, as something we must overcome and rid ourselves of. I say this, God doesn't make mistakes. He created me this way for a reason, and it certainly wasn't to chase the bag or live life like a savage. This goes for all of us. Many people in recovery share a common emotional and psychological wiring. What once fueled destruction can, when we surrender to God and redirect it, become the driving force of purpose and power. Most of us addicts share these common traits. This is how we flip them into strength through recovery and faith. 1. Intensity. We flip it to passion. Before, everything had to be extreme high, thrills, chaos, and drama. Now, the same intensity becomes a burning passion for purpose, worship, service, helping others, and creativity. Recovery teaches us that the fire inside of us wasn't meant to destroy us, it was meant to light the way for others. 2. Impulsivity. We flip it to bold faith. Before, we acted on emotion or craving without thinking. Now, guided by God, that same boldness helps us step out in faith and make courageous decisions others avoid. The impulsive become the inspired when their hearts are surrendered. 3. Obsession. We flip it to devotion. Before, we fixated on a substance, person, or escape. Now that same focus becomes devotion to God, purpose, family, and recovery work. We don't lose our obsessive nature. We just redirect it towards what's holy and healing. 4. Sensitivity. We flip it to empathy. Before, emotional pain led to self-medication. Now sensitivity becomes empathy. We feel others' pain deeply and can help them find hope through our story. This is also why I make these videos. The same heart that once broke can now heal others. 5. Our need for control. We flip it to surrender. This one is huge, and it's all about this third step that we're working on now. Before, we tried to control people, emotions, and outcomes. Now we know true control is learned by letting go. Trusting God's plan, obeying His will over our own. Surrender isn't giving up, it's trading our will for His wisdom. 6. Thrill seeking. We flip it to purpose-driven energy. Before, we chased highs and other risky behavior. Now we redirect that into adventure, entrepreneurship, creativity, and faith-based service helping others. We don't need chaos for excitement. All we need is purpose and peace. 7. Self-destruction. We flip it to self-discovery. Before, we ran from our pain, now we learn from it and transform brokenness into testimony. Every scar tells a story, and every story can save a soul. See, society today says we have addictive personalities. I say we don't. We have powerful personalities that need direction. Recovery isn't about removing that fire. It's about letting God refine it. So a better way to answer the question, how do I stay sober, is I'm allowing God to refine my personality. And this is how I stay sober. And I do it one day at a time. Today's Bible reading is from Matthew chapter 11, verses 27 through 30. Step 3. We made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God. When our burdens become heavy and we find that our way of life is leading us towards death, we may finally be willing to let someone else do the driving. We may have worked hard at getting our lives on the right track, but still feel as if we always end up on dead-end streets. Proverbs tells us, there is a path before each person that seems right, but it ends in death. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 12. When we began our addictive behavior, we were probably seeking pleasure or looking for a way to overcome our pain. The way seemed right at first, but it wasn't long before it became clear that we were on the wrong track. But then we were unable to turn around on our own. Jesus said, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls." Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 and 29. Taking on a yoke implies being united to another in order to work together. Those who are yoked together must go in the same direction. By doing so, their work is made considerably easier. When we finally decide to submit our lives and our wills to God's direction, our burdens will become manageable. When we let Him do the driving, we will find rest for our souls. He knows the way and has the strength to turn us around and get us on the road towards recovery. Questions. 1. Why do I think that I am able to handle my addictions, dependencies on my own with no help from outside myself? For me, this was because every prison I've ever been to has been full of drugs. Yet I've always been able to stay sober inside prison. And it wasn't because I was afraid of getting into trouble for dirty drops. When I was young doing federal time, I spent the majority of my prison sentence in segregation, the SHU, and supermax units. The reason I stay sober in prison is a matter of my own perception. Somehow inside those prison walls, I am able to perceive drug use as a real problem. I said this in another video, but inside prison, the drug addicts cause the majority of problems, and I just never wanted to be a part of that. But since I was always able to stay sober inside the prison, I never really felt that I was an addict when I was free. It was hard for me to see that I had a problem because I could spend years inside prison without using. 2. How ready am I to be taught? I'm more than ready. I'm living it by surrendering my will and life over to the care of God and allowing the Holy Spirit to guide me in all things. 3. What characteristics interfere with my being taught by Jesus or another person? I can be hard-headed sometimes. The belief in my own wisdom stands in the way of receiving others' wisdom, whether it's from God or from another human being. However, they say self-awareness is the first step to change, and I am very aware of my flaws. Thank you for joining me on my 12-step recovery journey. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please help me reach others by liking this video and hitting that subscribe button. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day, have a sober day, and remember, we do this just for today.